We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the homie. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
Yo, check it out, y'all. On this one, we got Wack 100 saying the streets is dead, and also Flames Munchie B. So let's get straight to the content. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
In the block.
I can honestly say that when I was running the streets back then, it wasn't people around me doing other things. They was doing what we was doing in the streets. And you know, for whatever it was worth, it was some money in the streets. You know, you could check a couple 100,000, couple million in the streets, depending on what you was doing. I eventually understood that
In the block.
everybody goes to jail, get told on, or they get killed. You know, I understood it. Even back then, the drug game didn't make sense to me. So I'm watching niggas in 5 years over a $20 rock of cocaine. It just didn't make sense. So it's why you never hear people say Wack was moving work. I was a white collar criminal, young. You know, and that's what I was introduced to. It was more money, less time, less risk. You know. But nevertheless, I had a dude call me the other day from 5-7. I think from 5-7, neighborhood crib. OG dude. I did some time. We did time together back at juvenile hall. And I had the conversation with him because he telling me, like, I just did 25 years, you know what I'm saying? I was in there with such and such, did this, that, back in the day when the homie this, that, and he taking me on a trip down memory lane. And he like, yeah, homie, you know, I'm watching this shit on YouTube, these internet niggas, you know what I'm saying? I need to really get on there and holler at them. Man, to tell him, I said, yo, bro, you know it's 2025. Nobody cares about what you're talking about. Nobody don't care that you stabbed 8 niggas on the level 4. Nobody cares about the Cadillac you had in 96. Nobody cares about all these names you mentioning that these dudes is handicapped or old or they down here in the downtown or something at the rescue mission. Nobody cares, right? And I see the shift personally, right? I don't even feed off into it. All my homeboys around me speak proper English. They got jobs. They take care of their kids. So let's talk about what's really real. What's really real is understanding that the streets ain't real. To understanding that every man on the side of you is pretty much looking to utilize you and will line you up if the right dollar amount is on the table. To understand that the cat and mouse will eventually run out because you like a hamster and you frequent in the same spots, same locations. And eventually somebody gonna see you, somebody gonna tell on you. The streets either gonna wanna rob you or the police gonna arrest you. And a lot of people, I see this happening over and over again, and then this dude that's real, so he says, gets to a point to where now they offer him some real time. And then that's when he really starts to tell. That's what's really not real about the streets. You know what I'm saying? And then they go to prison. Let me tell y'all, all y'all haven't been to prison. The youngster, the youth. Don't listen to nobody glorifying prison. Everybody in prison that sat there in that cell read a Bible, said a prayer, and said, God, if you let me go, I promise. At some point in time, it's real talk. I did it when I was like 12. And he let me go and I violated God and I came back. And I came back and I came back. My first case, 1989. I got my paperwork somewhere on my phone. Dude called my mama a bitch at the door. I had a CO2 pellet gun. I shot him in the face 28, 32 times, built him up. I was in love, about 12 years old, went on the run. I hear a lot of people on the internet, they be like, oh, he went to prison for a BB gun. No, that was my first trip to juvenile hall, 12 years old. I got an extensive rap sheet. Assault with a deadly weapon, 9 firearms, 12. Went to juvenile hall, they got out, gave me probation. I had an armed robbery, wasn't me. They described me, police picked me up, you know how that go. Gotta keep it real for the streets. Went to camp, did like a track 2. Supposed to did like 2 to 4 months, ended up doing like 6, 7 months, fighting, squabbling. That's where I met little Mondoose from LA Lanes. Been a good friend, never changed up, still a comrade of mine, no cut. Right now today. Rest in peace, King Baba Louie, AC, one of the original founders of Paru, Westside Paru. It's the homie daddy. May he rest in peace. May you continue to watch over us, P4. Came home, caught a assault with a deadly weapon. Went back to camp shooting. Track 4, 9 months to a year. Got out. Then I had a attempted murder on a dude named Benoit Black, Baby Turtle from 1st Street, East Coast. They drew down on the homie. I get the word. Drew down on the baby gangster brother, nigga from my clique. I get the word. We go back through the party. I run up in the party and get my man. Never forget the phone call from my homeboy Diesel. Rest in peace, G homie. One of the best to do it for my set. Called and told me he was at the hospital in labor with his wife to have what we know as the BG baby. And he said, this is a nigga next door talking to the police, gave a full description of your car, said your name, what school your girlfriend go to, said you bust at him at a party. I said, what's the name on the door? He said, Benoit Black. So I went on the run for that. By the time they catch up with me, it's a high-speed chase. I think I had like a 78 Cadillac Seville at that time. It was a high-speed chase, and they catch me. I go in there. While I'm in there for the attempted murder, they hit me with a murder. One I didn't do. But, that morning they kicked doors in, arrested 3 or 4 of my homies, Baby Bullet, Lil J-Dog, Red Bull. They arrested them on the street. I'm already in juvenile hall. They sit in the county about 12, 13 hours. They kicked them out, put the murder on me. I didn't do the murder, but shit, I got a ride to murder. Thank God for the witnesses on that, because I never forget. I think I might have had Stephen Hogue, Carl Jones, one of them for those. It's my attorney. When they asked him, how'd you know it was him? He said, well, he was sitting on the car. It was 10:30 at night. He was firing over the roof, back towards the sidewalk from the passenger side. He had a hoodie on. They said, through all that, you saw him? You picked him out of the lineup. They said, well, it had to be him. He always coming over there putting in work. So based on that assumption, we was able to get out of that hot one. They figured put it on a young dude, because I was the baby out the pack. And maybe they thought I was gonna crack because I already had attempted, but it didn't work. I beat that. Shout out to my brother Big Wacky. I was in the middle of a trial on attempted murder, and we got to turn to buy some time after lunch, and I was able to use the cell phone. A few staff in there that was out of the neighborhood, wasn't from the set that I knew, and called my brother. He was able to round up the troops and come sit in the lobby. And after about 20, 30 minutes, dude was out there with his mama. He got up and left. So when they came calling, nobody showed up. That's how I beat the attempt. I still had the violation, probation, absconding, and the gun case, evade the police. Although I beat, so I go to YA. Supposed to do 9 months, end up doing 2 years. Get out. And had a conflict with some dude. I don't know who he was. He went to reach. I'd get out, do my thing. He jump in the car. I chase him down, gunning at the vehicle. He pull up in his garage. I turn the corner, see the garage closed, and I get out, tear the house up, reclip, tear the house up, reclip, tear the house up. I guess he got to calling around, and they told him who it was he got into it with, and there that went. So that was the controlling case, sent me to the penitentiary. 245, firing to the vehicle, firing into a dwelling, discharging firearm, city limits, possession of the firearm. That's what sent me to the penitentiary as a minor. But I'm gonna tell you this, I believe going to jail in my situation saved me. It's a lot of things was happening on the street that if I was on the street, I'd have moved on it totally different than what they was moving on it. Because that's just what our clique did. And I started to realize that my clique was empowered by my mind and what it was I wanted to do. Not to say they wasn't with it, they rolled with me, whatever it was, but I started to realize that once I went to jail, things would simmer down until that next generation came after me in Pool Rider, which is Big J Capone and the team he had built up under him, under this BG thing. He definitely did it the right way. But nevertheless, I'm here to tell you, I ain't getting nothing out the streets, but prison, a bunch of people that end up being snakes, none of that. So when y'all talking about I'm a real nigga.
In the block.
Well, I think the word nigga kind of means ignorant. An ignorant person, it really doesn't have to put out a color to it. So you telling me you really ignorant. We got to start changing our lingo, changing our persona, and changing who we look up to and why we look up to him. Big Meats, I give him a salute because he turned his into something. The drug dealers, we got to stop glorifying them. They destroyed the communities, created crack babies. They bled the community for their own selfish reasons. It is what it is. But I'm going to tell you what's really real with me. What's really, really real is real conversations. Let me see if I can have a real conversation. What's really real to the youth, to our people? Hey Sam.
Yes.
How you doing? I'm on my live and I'm kind of telling them about what's really real and the things I come from. The streets and all the bullshit and how it didn't get me anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Versus at one time my big homeboys mentored me. And now I have different kind of mentors. You're one of my mentors, Sam. No, this is real. When you came into my world, I knew very little outside of music about foreign trade and the other business of the foreign side. And I know it's been times that I have pissed you off, right? Because I'm asking questions that to you are obvious. But I had to tell you, Sam, I come from the streets, found a way through trucking and real estate and music, and now you're teaching me about distribution of a product, right? So I'm trying to tell the youth, right, as they listening, have real conversations. The conversations about who did what, who shot who getting high. It's really not a conversation. Every time I called you yesterday, right, Sam? And I asked you, I said, Sam, what's gonna be the container count? How we looking in Fresno? How's Morocco looking? And you told me we're gonna close probably this month on Morocco. You'll be up in Fresno sometime this week, right? And we're talking about distributing a product, right? And although what you taught me, because I never forget, I said, Sam, you're talking pennies to me. You said, all right, asshole, take 9 cents times it times 340,000 and times that times 10, right? And I never remember, I'm looking at you, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? He want me to take 9 cents, right? So I took the 9 cents times about 340,000 times about 10, and the number came up to $306,000, right? He said, that's what you told me, that's what pennies will get you. So now I'm woke because I never understood that the world that we live in are literally doing business based upon pennies. But it's the multiple of pennies. Okay, you got that region doing that, another region doing 20 containers. You start adding up, you got 10 regions. You show me what rapper or you show me what drug dealer that doesn't have to look over their shoulder that's doing those numbers a month, right?
Yeah.
So the conversations we have, and I'm trying to relate to them versus, and you know how much it irritates me when people talk gang conversation, street conversation around me. I get irritated, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't want to hear this shit, right? So I'm trying to tell these people to surround yourself with people that can teach you another language, not the dialect, but teach you another way to make your brain work and your eyes see things different, right? So my whole thing is, I think one day, man, we just gonna have to have a conversation so the people can really hear the conversations that Cash has. You know, you can't stand Wack 100. You hate that dude. You're like, I don't fucking like him, right? But the Cash guy is your brother, right? So, once again, I just want the people that these are the conversations that I have, the real conversations I deem as being real, right? This man alone just set up multi-million-dollar deals for us that we're closing out. These are real conversations, right? I don't call him and say, yo, what's up? What it do, Sam? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they talking about? No, that's not the conversation. The conversation is, okay, this is what I understand from your email. These are the things I don't understand. Can you enlighten me on what these things mean? And from that, you have taught me about all kind of things. And there's still a lot I gotta learn, right? But listen, I'm gonna call you back because I didn't know how beautiful Morocco was. And I seen it on the internet. So I wanna call you back, and our contact in Morocco, I wanna see if once the PO is issued, we can set it up to where I can come out and see him. Maybe he can show me around because I've never been.
All right.
I know it's hard to get you on the plane, so I don't expect you come great. But if not, definitely give him a call and let him know that when he sends the PO that I want to come over and just visit for maybe, 4 or 5 days or so.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right. So look, what I'm saying is those are my real conversations. And what I'm telling everybody out there is if you have the thought to do something, right? If you have the thought to do something, even something that hasn't been done, attempt to do it. If the Wright brothers wouldn't have did what they did with airplanes, we wouldn't know about it. It's a system that created surveillance systems. Like, it's a lot. Henry Ford and all these people, the cars and vehicles. Once upon a time, people used horseback. Now, we got motors. We got everything to use, right? I'm saying, let's start really talking about what's real. If you got a dude that steadily want to talk about his neighborhood and where he come from in the streets, stop talking to him. Because his mind is very minute. I call a dude like that a mental midget. And it's okay. If you're a mental midget at this present time, right, you can grow up. You can grow yourself and grow your mind. It's okay. My team around me, we come from something, and I've been sitting back thinking, I'm like, yo, Wack, we still got the team kind of positioned around certain things, and I know what we trying to build. So like I just gave myself like maybe a 90-day time frame to reposition everybody to where let them see you when y'all really doing something. You know what I'm saying? So the streets are not real. I don't care what city you're from. Don't matter to me. It don't matter. It's not real. It can really happen. It's really gloomy. It's really depressing. It's really broke. Right? It's really manipulative. It's really snakish, right? But it's not a real thing that's gonna put you in real position to be able to enjoy a real life. All you dudes out there who say y'all this, say y'all that. Nigga, you got a passport? Do you even know how to go to LAX and catch an international flight? Can you tell me the procedure of when you land at Heathrow? Have you been anywhere and expanded your mind to a point to where you're motivated because you like, wait, I need to get to this point. I need to be able to sit down with these people and understand this language when it comes to business. Anybody who sits there, you're of age. I'm gonna give you 28. And I still think that's a little too old. Really, you should be coming out at about 22, 23 if you jumped out the porch young. If it's about where you from, and you talking about everything is about a push-up, a pull-up, or a dip, which is great for the body. Or you talking about I'm always here, I'm always there, hood stories. If you look in the part that you still look like you in 84 or 96, right? If you don't know how to look at a menu and understand what's on the menu, and understand what an appetizer is, and understand what calamari is, and understand what swordfish is, what sauteed fish, if you gotta always go to Popeyes, if you don't got a TSA pre-check, if you don't know what it means or what it is to call upon a greeter at the airport to move you through the tunnels, if you don't have friends that you can call that don't sound like you or don't, as you seen, he's from Bahrain, he's Bahraini, works at the embassy. That's my friend. That's one of my homeboys. Y'all say, what about Loose Cannon? Loose Cannon is more of a student and a nephew / teacher, because he's really a businessman. He does things I don't do, vice versa. So we complement each other. And I understand him, and I think I have the patience, because I really genuinely care for him, to get him away from certain things. And I guarantee you, by summertime, right, God willing, y'all gonna see a different loose cannon. It's a fact. We got a lot of big things on the table. We doing a lot of business ventures as we speak. But it's a lot of these YouTubers out here. And I hate to tell y'all, can y'all get on the channel and have these type of conversations? Can you talk about business and break down what this is and that is? Can you have a conversation with them about how to build your credit, what to do, what not to do? Can you have a conversation with them about how to purchase real estate, how escrow works, what's your middle FICO score mean, how car credit is totally different from other credit, what an interest rate represents? Can you have these conversations? Because these are conversations I have with my homeboys. Because if all you talking about is cuz you and Lil S-Lo and Big B-Dog, nigga, they stabbed the niggas up in the county in 87, and nigga, when the homies was in Folsom, nigga, we was getting it on, the homie was bumping 10 quarters. If that's the basis of your conversation, you in the way. You're in the way. Now I'm gonna do something a lot of y'all probably ain't gonna like. But I came across this clip. This clip is of Lil Woody. Yeah, Lil Woody, the one told on Thug. He told. I always tell him he told. But me and Lil Woody have conversations at times. We talk a little shit, and then we talk about business. Right? Say what you want. Lil Woody has a character, he's a personality when it comes to this thing we do. And it's business there. 6ix9ine called me the other day. He said, hey, Wack, they got a couple million on the table for us to do a podcast. I'm gonna give you a bag, so let's put it together. I put him with R&B, they putting the schedule together. Right? And Wack wanna go do his podcast. That's what Wack wanna do, because I'm real. I'm really me. I'm really not controlled by the streets. I'm not controlled by the hood. And I'm really motivated and mentally stimulated by my focus and my path on what I'm doing. I got low riders and Harleys, and I got all this shit. And when it's the time to do that, then I do that. Right now, it's the time to build, recreate, reinvent, restructure what I got going on. When I get to those things, that means I got at least 3 things on autopilot, cruise control, and it really don't matter. But we're gonna play this clip, and I let Lil Woody know I was gonna play it. And I think you's a bitch ass nigga. If you can see somebody doing some bitch ass shit and be like, hey, bitch ass nigga, that's some bitch ass shit. Which I've done that to Lil Woody several times. But on this one, and I seen it, I texted him, I got Lil Woody number. Hey, this is a great job. So this is Lil Woody speaking to a youngster. We're gonna play this real quick. And this is really real.
Crosses in your face. What do crosses stand for? You want to be called Gen 5 and BEATZ? Why you put crosses in your face?
These crosses stand for something. These crosses, it's a meaning behind these crosses.
What it is? On murder you can't speak on? You still cursing?
Nah, that ain't what it mean.
So why you can't say what it mean then?
I can.
What it mean?
It mean like it's like somebody trying to call me out. You can't call me out.
Make eye contact when you talk. That's how man.
Like when somebody trying to call me out, you can't call me out. I'm gonna cross you back out.
So you think it's okay to hurt somebody?
It ain't okay to hurt me.
It ain't. And guess what? I was in your shoes. I get real mad. I'm gonna get out of my knees and ask God for strength. Ask God for direction. Have patience. Because in a split second, and any moment, the wrong decision that you made because you were mad can cost you your whole entire life. Your whole entire life. You how old?
19.
How many years you facing with them charges that you have?
Life?
Like,
My life?
the rest of your life. Do you know what life is about? Do you understand life?
I ain't gonna count lost right now. I'm still trying to find myself. I don't even know the purpose of life.
We fail to realize why we on this earth. What is our mission as we here? How long you gonna be on this?
I don't even know.
Stop cursing.
I don't even know.
I got to a breaking point in my life where I realized that somebody gonna take my life, I'm gonna take my life, and they're gonna take my life by sending me to prison for the rest of my life. Those two options I hope you never see. Because being in it caused me to have a bald head in my 20s. People who I see with bald head, they be 40 years old. When I experienced my life, people that 50 years old would have a clue. Can't walk in my shoes. That path you heading down, God pulled me out of it. Because I got down on my knees. Get on your knees. You got houses in your feet.
So that's Lil Woody sitting out with a youngster. And telling him, I understand where you come from, what you represent, but I'm gonna tell you it ain't gonna get you nowhere. Even if you get him, they'll eventually get you. Right? I saw in the chat somebody said Munchie B said Wack's not a real blood. Let's analyze that. Could Munchie B see what I do? No. He can't see. No matter how high he does it don't work. He has a metal plate in his head. This side of his face is red because of the continued swelling. Why can't he see? Because some real bloods shot him in the head. His own homies. So the question is, if your own homies shoot you in the head, was you not being a real blood? Now, I don't really want to talk about these things, and I understand why this dude who has never seen me, I've been from my neighborhood longer than he been living. And I can see. I can move. I can do all that. Right? Now, only the realest thing about blood, Munchie B being a real blood, is Munchie B can't see. You get it? See, Crip, you can't see. The B, he can't see. I mean, it was corny, but I just had to say it. So, what I'm saying is this. I'm one of the realest bloods that ever do it. And let me put a disclaimer on there. I'm one of the realest Pyrus to ever do it. Why? Because I did it, came out of it, and still doing it a whole nother way. I can name a few real bloods if I think about it. Top Dog, one of the realest bloods to ever do it. Do y'all hear Top Dog had 58 fights, stabbed 38 niggas? No, he a real bounty hunter from niggas and guards. He did his time, been shot and been in the prison, and the homie just bought a $100 million house that he don't live in. Yeah, so he wanted to, right? So when I talk about real bloods, real Crips to do it, if you did the adolescent thing, which we go through, it's like having a little puppy. He trying to bark, but he really can't bite. As he grows, if he still can't bite, you still look at him like a puppy. Feel what I'm saying? And I want you to take it wrong. All you Crips and Bloods and Pyrus, I want you to get mad at me about this, because maybe that may spark something in your mental midget state of mind. If you are over the age of 28, and I'm giving grace because it should be 24, 23, but 28, and you still talking and walking and doing the things you did as an adolescent, you a little itty bitty bitty boy. And to be a Paru, a Blood, or a Crip, you first have to be a man. Without being a man, you can't be a real Blood, Paru, or a Crip. Now, I challenge anybody from our backyard to show me their portfolio. I guarantee you Munchie B lives with somebody. I guarantee you Munchie B doesn't have a vehicle, doesn't own real estate. He don't have a life insurance policy. He probably ain't even had no kids. I guarantee you Munchie B doesn't have a real source of income outside of that SSI check he get because okay, the only thing he might have is a collector's item of walking sticks. Y'all go to the Loose Cannon YouTube page. He got demonstrations of Loose Cannon with his walking sticks. Man, no disrespect, Munchie B, but I'm one of the realest bloods to do it. Nigga, if you ain't got a portfolio, fuck the money. The money came with the bill.
Been the block.
Yeah, I've been to YA, juvenile hall, juvenile camp, Melly County Jail, Wayside, Max, Supermax, penitentiaries. I did all that. Your biggest claim to fame is sitting on a makeshift podcast with Alex Alonso, a fake blood, who now works with the DA, who used to be from Rolling 20s, NHB, so we say, who got kicked in the ass by Nipsey's from Rolling 60s, who sits up there with you and y'all tell on everybody. That's your claim to fame. And guess what? As a blind man and a handicap, I commend you for that. Anybody that want to challenge me to who's the bigger blood, bring your portfolio. We can start with the bullshit. We can start with the rap sheet. Some of y'all might be better fighters than me. Some of y'all might done shot more niggas than me. Some of y'all might done did more time than me. In this portfolio, I need to see your children, their education. If your child is a gang member, you kind of forfeit that. Okay? Now, I will give you a little lenient. If you got 4 or 5 kids, only one of them that way, I'm okay, we can make an adjustment. Okay? Because maybe you was in the pen and things happened. And if you was in the pen like I was the first 5 years of my son's life, when you was a bitch ass nigga the way I was, then okay, I'm okay. To see the upbringing of your children, their education. We need to see your business portfolio, who you doing business with, the people you know, what you got going on. Don't tell me you a real Crip or a real blood because you go to the gym and you doing YouTube videos in the hood, I at the park, or you got a low rider. No, you a real little boy. I got all that shit too. Who gives a fuck? Low riders, Harleys, all that. But, you know, real estate is your real estate right. Your resources. Can you land in a foreign country and have a problem at the airport and get on the phone and call one of your homeboys to clear that up so you can move through there? You can't call the hood for that. If it's something you see and you want and you need creative financing, can you get on the phone and call your homeboys and make that happen? If it's some business that needs to be done, True Car brought EKE to see me on a Thursday. Y'all go to the _the Honey Show channel page on Instagram. You will see EKE take a picture with me and no jump out of interview nephew. By Tuesday, I had this deal done. 6 figures in his pocket by Tuesday with 2 separate labels. Yeah. That's a big blood. But guess what? I didn't do that in the name of blood. I did that in the name of being a man that's in position to do business. And these 2 young men that's non-affiliates, right, need some assistance. Y'all hashtag EKE. How much did Wack charge you? He gonna tell you nothing.
In the block.
So what I'm telling you is the streets ain't real. Any of them OGs talking to you about that jibber jabberish, about what they did in the pen and how many weights they lifted and how many niggas they shot in 78 and how many niggas they stabbed in 84. And at the end of it, they always hit you youngsters. Y'all hear me? My Chicago youngsters, they feel this the most because they always tell me, hey man, won't you loan a nigga something? Or can I get a ride? Or I'll whoop your ass. And after you whoop his ass, you still broke. You still walking. You still can't figure it out. On my worst day, I can get on the phone, call my homeboys, and get a wire. Wire me 500. I ain't gotta do this, worry about the police looking over my shoulder, because I now understand what's really real. And the streets aren't real. We have to erase and denounce the streets. Listen, get ahead of this. Y'all remember this day. Within the next 3 to 5 years, I'm watching Trump go into office. I see the play. I'm watching what's been going on. Telling it's not punished by the streets anymore. They are going through neighborhoods, doing gentrification, coast to coast, taking niggas' whole neighborhoods and moving them 60 to 100 miles out. By the time it's rehab, it's double and triple the rent, but you can't afford it. 80% of y'all hoods is gonna be gone. It's only a certain amount of the neighborhoods that really brought up the real estate or own a little of it. Neighborhood watch gonna take over niggas' hoods. A lot of y'all projects have changed. Y'all just don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about what's really real. Let's talk about right here in LA County, 99% of the hoods you can drive through and it's a ghost town. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the places you couldn't stop at lights, the stop signs if they didn't know you. Today, you can stop, get out, take a picture, and do whatever you want to do. You know why? Because it ain't real no more. Youth, wake up. Anybody that's talking super Crip, blood, Paru, Hoover shit to you, get away from him. You understand what I'm telling you? I see 4 extras. I'm on his line. Neff, what's that? What you been doing? I seen you over there. You got that ankle monitor on. You ain't supposed to be over there. He a 40 Crip. I'm a Paru for real. But I'm talking to him about what's real. I ain't telling him let's roll one. Let's have a burpee contest. I mean, that'll be good for the health. My ass need to. Right? I gotta get off 20. R&B said if I don't drop it, she leaving me. And she got the thing. And that I'm finna drop. I thought about, but I can't do that because that ain't real. Right? I ain't eating breakfast no more. I'm going on a water diet. Finna start busting down. Me and Luce, believe it or not, Luce run 3-4 miles a day. Luce is shake like a motherfucker. A lot of y'all don't know, nephew. We gonna finna start running and doing our thing. But what I'm telling y'all is the neighborhoods as you know it are about to disappear. So you gotta be in position to have a position. Right? Ain't finna be the homies over there. The Asians, the whites, the Armenians, the Persians, they done came in, brought it up. The police department then cracked down. What was the park ain't the park, it's the library over there and this over here. They got cameras up. It ain't finna be that. A lot of y'all in prison, they got these cell phones listening. Listen, homie, study. My homie Jacob Pong, baby gangster, used to call me every day. He was doing 40 with half, 20 years stretch. Homie did from 1997 to 2017. He used to call me. Wack, what you in the truck? Okay, how that work? How they pay you? What's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? I know his caliber. We went to school together. I was an influence on him to this street shit. So now I felt good being an influence on him to this real shit. The homie came home 2017. He got a fleet of trucks now. Real estate, nice areas. I watched him buy a home from prison. I watched him do that. He used the scallywag homegirl to do what he got to do, but he shook that and got back to where he is today. When I called him, he's on the road. He said, I never knew the country like this. You know how many of you guys are Americans that don't even know America? I'm finna start jabbing y'all now. You know how many of y'all ain't never been east of Vegas? East of Arizona? You know how many of y'all only went to Tennessee because it was Tennessee and you was moving some work? How many of y'all ever flew into Kennedy? And know what to do? How many of y'all ever just sat in the middle of Times Square and took it in? Been to Harlem. Been through the tunnel, crossed the GWB. Went to the eye pit over there in Edgewater when you come off the bridge. How many of y'all know what the causeway is in Miami? See, when I go to Prime 112 and it's sold out, I call the owner. Hey, I got a party at 8. Wack, we're gonna make it happen for you. Give me a minute. It's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? You know, when finger licking is sold out, shout out to the licking, my man E-Class. Another one of my mentors, real street nigga that's doing what's really real. Got like 7, 8 lickings. One on South Beach. See, I don't respect none of y'all that's not doing nothing else with your life that has nothing to do with the streets. I'm gonna let you know, straight up. If your life today is based upon the streets and you over the age of 28, I don't respect you. I really don't want to talk to you. I really want you to get the fuck away from me. I don't respect you. Not gonna respect you. So Munchie B, to answer your question, you will never know what being a real blood is because unfortunately you'll never be able to see your way to becoming that. And you know, you got a handicap. And thank God for your mama and grandmama, because after the homies shot you, they went up to the park over there, Aubrey Park, with half the choir with police escorts and begged your homies to let you live because you didn't die. The crazy part about it, I watched Alex Alonso giving you some few little pennies because I watch your attire change. So somebody getting you right. I mean, I know you can't see it, but I'm just saying I see somebody getting you right. So what I'm saying is this, and I say this beating on my chest, I'm one of the biggest bloods, one of the realest power rules to do it. I raised my children. Got one college grad, the other one graduating next year. I had businesses. I'm legal. I've been around the world like 7 times. I'm scheduled this year to do Africa, Switzerland, different parts of Africa, Nigeria, Congo. Just did a big deal over here in Barbados, all the islands. You know, I'm trying to get the courage up to get on a cruise ship because I've never been on one for long periods of time. Yachts, yes, but I'm a little nervous because that water is the biggest threat. It's the most dominant thing in the world. And it's like, even though we out there on this big cruise ship, I feel like it's something that they can pull up 2-3 deep and rock the boat. Shit, the Titanic still sitting down there. So they say. I think they capping because they say that was a play because a man wanted to get rid of the other boat. He sunk that one, claimed it was the Titanic, run out the back door with the bag and ship the other boat somewhere else. Listen, man, let's talk about what's really real. Are the streets real? The niggas selling drugs, you doing pills, uppers, downers, fentanyl, huh? The nigga 38, 48 talking about his cripping and Paru and blood. Is that real? How real is that? You really dumb. That's just like a motherfucker in the 12th grade and he talking about nigga 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, I got that. Okay, can you tell me what, 10x, 10x, parentheses, 10 times 10, what does that equal? Right? He'd sit there and look at me and say, nigga, we can get out. He don't know he don't know the steps. Right? Well, 10x, parentheses, 10 times 10 equals, okay. 10 times 10 is 100. 10x, 100, x equals 10. Right? What's really real? Are you a mush brain? Are you a bozo? Are you a real Crip, a real blood, a real Paru? Or you a real dummy? Straight up. A lot of y'all I know. A lot of y'all I know. I see y'all. I see your play. I see the jealous, the envy, because you think I'm realer than him. I'm realer than them. See, my team, even my team from the streets, is very educated. Yeah. Half y'all can't go to a 5-star restaurant without walking in there with some pair of Chuck Taylors and some sweats and get mad at the doorman when he say that your attire ain't right. You go to talking about, nigga, I did 8 years in Folsom, nigga, we can get down. You gonna get down, all right. You gonna get your ass down on that ground when they call the Beverly Hills PD or the Manhattan Police Department or the South Beach PD. You gonna get your ass right down on that ground and you gonna figure out what it is. And you know what I'm gonna do? This big blood, I'm gonna step right over you and say, sir, can I get a table for 4? I'm gonna shake the valet man's hand because it's all in the handshake. Those that know, then you know. I'm gonna shake the dude that's running the counter's hand when I get in there, and when he say it might be a 20-minute wait, I'm gonna shake his hand, and he gonna say, 1 second, sir, we're gonna prepare a table, because it's all in the handshake. So the question to y'all is, what's really real? Are you teaching your son how to squat as a gang member, how to throw up the sack? Then you're really dumb. Are you conducting business? You setting yourself to own some real estate, to invest into some things, no matter how small. I don't care what it is, bro. Everything you got to grow. I was just listening to Black Sam, how he was talking about they had the t-shirt. I didn't even realize Black Sam went to the penitentiary for violating some shit that he didn't have some permits. But now I look up and I see he got the burger joint, he got the t-shirt thing, he got the buildings. You know what I'm saying? That's real. If you ask Black Sam, I bet you he'll tell you. Do you respect the real street nigga? He gonna tell you no. And that's what this is about. Let's start disrespecting the real street niggas. Because they've already disrespected themselves. A lot of them, if you look at what's behind them and their real makeup, their kids don't know them. Their baby mamas hate them. They on dope. They selfish. They rent a room, sleeping on their auntie couch. But then you want to tell the so-called lil homie what to do. I dedicate this next one to Munchie B. That's the blind leading the blind. That's like Munchie B talking about Wack. Follow me. We gonna hit a corner. Nigga, you gonna hit a corner, all right. You really gonna hit the corner. Right? This is just real. Let's let the youth start. Hey, that's dumb, that's stupid. You don't want to do that. Right? You don't want to do that. Let's tell the people what they really need to know. Let's wake it up. Let's do it how we really need to do it so our youth could better themselves. Let's stop glorifying the drug dealer that just did 20 years. Big Meat salute because he really did something with his and turned it into something, as we all seen. Shout out to BMF, 50 Cent, the whole movement. And I think it's more to come with that. But because when we do that and our youth see us do that, right, at that point in time, we're guiding them to do that. You know what I'm saying? When they hear us talking that talk, then they see us around all these people, they feel like that's what they supposed to do. And I'm gonna be real. Our era was a time to do it. I'm gonna keep it real. It was really a little money out there to be made, although it got us nowhere. It was some money out there to be made. But let's keep it real. It's broke down. It's on an all-time low. Right? Things is changing. AI is taking over. If we don't teach our youth what to do and how to do quick, they gonna be lost, bro. We gotta stop telling them the street life, the hood life, the street hustle is the way to go. They gonna end up in the penitentiary with a football number, 22 with 25. That shit just don't make sense. Don't. But it start with us. I'm a real nigga. Nah, man. Let's start hearing I'm a real man. Let's start hearing, nigga, I represent responsibility. Yeah, let's start hearing I'm a real man. Because the word nigga just defines ignorance. Let's just be real. We all got room for improvement. We all got space to better ourselves. So don't let this be something you hear in a negative way. And if you do hear it in a negative way, let it spark and jumpstart you doing something positive. We all got our ups and downs, but let's focus on the up. And on that, let's stay down. Let's stay down. Let's focus on the up. I challenge everybody out there, get rid of the term real nigga. Start using, hey homie, I'm a real man. All right? Let the youth know what used to be here and what ain't here, and the decline is on and what ain't gonna be here in the years to come. Tell them the truth, homie, that you was stressed out in prison. Homie, tell them the truth, homie. I used to stand at the door and you came off a lockdown. Tell them the truth, homie. Tell them about no matter how much money you got, and when you go through them holding tanks on intake, you in there with the same bum that was sleeping up under the freeway, pissing and shitting on himself. Tell them the truth. We get on the phone like, yeah, homie, oh, nigga, I'm in here maintaining, you know what I'm saying, regulating, doing what a real nigga do. Yeah, you doing what a real nigga do on some dumbass shit, because you did some dumbass shit. Let's be real. That's no place for a man. And let's correct this before I go. All that because a nigga ain't been to the pen, he ain't nobody. No, he's smarter than us. If he could avoid going to prison and he come from the streets and he didn't tell, he's the one that the people need to be talking to. How did you do it? He may say, well, I grew up in the hood, but I went and got a job. I had a little job, paid me $5,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? I had a little lawnmower business that paid me $3,000 a month. I wasn't going out there doing no drive-bys. I kept my strap in case I had to deal with it, but I just wasn't busting on the nigga because he had on the color, because I seen him. Those are the people we need to talk to. This is real facts. Youth. You hear somebody tell you they're a real nigga, run.
In the block.
Talk to the real men. The real men. I'll leave it at that. You can catch me on the 100 side of Clubhouse on this YouTube channel with the exposers. Follow R_ANN_B. We got the rap battle happening on the 100 side of Clubhouse this weekend. I'll be posting today when the queen get done with the promo. We're going to put all the list of names of the people that's going to be battling. I believe it's 32 of them. We're trying to narrow it down to 15. We're going to add another 5. We got a couple cats that's coming to come. You know what I'm saying? And give us in the next 10 days or so, we should be announcing the fight. We got a few things to button up, a few deals to negotiate. We're going to be announcing the fight. We got 5 fights, 600 fighting, 4 extras fighting. I believe Snoopy Badass said he wanted the card. We got TikTokers. We got well-known fighters, squabbling that y'all know, MMA fighters. We're looking for 2 girls who got a little name and a little follow, whatever they may be, to possibly add to the card. And we're going to close that out. Y'all tune in to Dosh Network, Dosh Unlocked. No Jumper, go follow No Jumper. Go follow the Adam, go check out the Adam and Wack Show. Christopher Lovejoy, follow him. 600 TV on YouTube. It's 600 TV. Sharice and Loose Cannon on YouTube. It's Loose Cannon. Tap in the Clubhouse, follow the 100 side. We're doing a vote for the music, so the more y'all show up, the better off it is. I'll be promoting that and announcing that. Till then, catch me on the 100 side of Clubhouse. We'll be 24/7, 7 days a week, all day, every day. And let's work towards putting the torch to the real nigga and enhancing the real man. And on that, I'm out.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. And let's jump straight into it because Wack 100 is back stirring the pot. And this time, he's claiming the streets are dead. Now, listen, Wack has always been controversial, but is he wrong on this one? Let's break it down. Okay, so Wack says the streets are dead. He's really talking about the shift in street culture, the old codes, the loyalty, the don't snitch era. It's all out the window. Nowadays, people are chasing clout on social media more than they're chasing respect in the streets. Wack's argument is simple. There's no honor left, and the streets are a trap that no longer operates the way it used to. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Wack also took shots at Munchie B, indirectly or otherwise. You know Wack, he's not one to hold his tongue. The streets have been buzzing with this back and forth tension, and Munchie B has his own reputation, but Wack seems to be calling out what he sees as contradictions. Whether it's about street politics or how people move in this digital era, Wack's making it clear. The old game is gone, and people like Munchie B are stuck trying to play by outdated rules. But here's the bigger question. Is Wack right? Are the streets really dead? Or is he just exaggerating for attention? Because while the streets have changed, they're still alive for a lot of people out here grinding and surviving. What's dying isn't the streets. It's the old mentality that came with it. People are prioritizing social media clout over actual street credibility, and it's the new world. And Wack is trying to tell y'all, evolve or get left behind. So was this a wake-up call? Or just Wack doing what he does best? Keeping his name in y'all's mouths? Let me know what you think about the content in the comments. Is Wack spitting facts? Or is this just another case of Wack being Wack? And what's your take on Munchie B and all of this? As always, let me know about the content in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always alerted as I drop fresh new content. Subscribe to the media team so you always get that exclusive Wack 100 content. As always, I certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Any advertisements, suggestions, hit me on IG. I'm on to the next one. I'm out. Peace.